Every call that you make to our retail partners can impact results. Remember that you are the store's greatest resource as the person that they will talk to directly about the MDA program. MDA staff are always here to help out, but we communicate to many of our accounts at the corporate level, and we rely on our retail contacts to then pass that information along to their stores. So your reach out is that additional touch point to make sure that all accounts have received that information, and that way you can answer any questions that they might have. So in this video, we will review the steps that you can take to have the greatest impact on our retail accounts, help them reach their full potential, and overall further our MDA mission. You are essentially their fundraising coach. This means that you get to encourage them, root for them, cheer them on, and share tips and tricks when they're struggling. Many of our accounts set fundraising goals for their program, and these are generally broken down by individual stores. So in this video, we will help you to understand those store averages and how you can coach and help our retailers meet and exceed their goals. And then lastly, we'll close by talking about responses and rebuttals that you might encounter during your calls. Let's kick off with coaching. In order to coach for success, you will want to set every account up for success from the very beginning. Generally, your first call, you're going to want to ensure that they understand the retail campaign, how it works, and that they've received all of their materials they need to be successful. You'll want to ask good questions. Those questions might look like, did they receive their kit? Have they gone through it? You also want to make sure that you encourage to hang up the materials right away, so that way their customers know about the program. Make sure that you highlight specifics that they can share, such as their MDA ambassador profiles, and just make it really mission focused. During the second and third call, you might ask questions like, do they need resupply materials throughout the program, etc. So on every call, just remember your overall goal is to really encourage them and rally their teams to make the ask for MDA. This really starts with the store manager. Gaining store manager buy-in is crucial to our success. As our main point of contact at the store, we are relying on our store managers to relay the program information to their employees and encourage their team to make the ask for MDA. The more invested and excited we can get the store managers or our point person over the retail program, the more successful that program is going to be. So some of the ways that we can coach that store manager would be to make sure that we're encouraging them to share all of the program information, whether it be ambassador profiles, newsletters that they're sharing with their team, just to really make sure they feel invested. We also want to make sure that we're sharing mission-rich information over the phone. You can talk about summer camp, research, care centers, other ways that they can be involved with MDA. You also want to really emphasize the impact of COVID-19 and how crucial it is for their support. We also like to encourage friendly competition among employees. This is always a fun and effective way to really increase results. And lastly, we want to remind them that the number one key to success for the retail program is to make sure they are asking every single customer to support them. When it comes to goal setting with our accounts, it's really important to not only set the goal with each retail location, but also ensure that you're talking about these goals on every single call. Many accounts will set their overall fundraising goal for the program by breaking it down into smaller goals for the individual stores. So when you're going in, make sure in talking to the manager that number one, they're aware of the goal. You want to break it down for them so they always know and feel that the goal is achievable. You can see the example here. If a store's goal is to raise $1,000 in a month, this breaks down to just $32 a day. That's $4 in an 8-hour shift. we want to make sure to break that down for the manager and also ensure that they're relaying that information to their team. During those calls, you also want to ask for updates on the program and how it's going. This is where it becomes really important to go back to your notes. Make sure you're taking good notes when it comes to the goals. That way, prior to the call and going into it, you can follow up on the different goals that you've set. So each call, be setting bite-sized goals to achieve the overall goal towards the end. And make sure that you're celebrating those milestones to the goals that you set on every single call, and then setting new goals before you hang up. Again, express your gratitude on every call. It's so important that our partners know how much their support means to us and our families that we serve. Therefore, we want to make sure we're thanking them for their support at every single touch point. And then don't forget, on your final call, you can congratulate them on their goal setting, right? So if they have a wonderful program, we want to share their overall success towards their goal. Lastly, we've created a tool linked at the bottom of this site that reviews some of the most common responses and rebuttals that we have experienced during our reach out calls to retailers. Review this tool and feel free to do a quick practice session with a close friend or family member to ensure that you're ready to go when making the actual call. Okay, we made it. Let's do one final wrap up and review our next steps. You will want to ensure that you've completed the retail volunteer training in full. This includes watching all videos on this site and reviewing our volunteer resources. Our What to Expect tool will give you a great overview of your next steps. And then lastly, you will want to ensure to complete the Retail Volunteer Training Completion Form at the bottom of this site. Once you have completed that online training and the completion form, you are going to be assigned a retail team member. Now, this could be an MDA staff member or a volunteer. You will then want to attend our volunteer orientation. This is going to cover any final questions you might have, and you'll receive information regarding your retail accounts. From there, you are going to be ready to get started reaching out to our retailers. So thank you so very much for volunteering at MDA. We can't wait to meet you and partner in our overall mission to transform the lives of people affected by neuromuscular disease. Thanks again.